Let's say we weren't together, right? And you didn't meet the love of your life, your dream man, like your Prince Charming. Let's say you didn't, all of this didn't happen. Then...
And then I met you?
No, let's say...
Oh!
I met Prince Charming.
Yeah, I got it. I was just trying to diss you.
No, I'm undissable. So... So, let's say you didn't meet me, right? And you didn't meet the man of your dreams and all that. Then this whole time, you might still be thinking, what if that cool guy back at junior college? You might still be thinking because you never voiced it. And I think that's the same problem that a lot of guys go through, which they don't voice it, or maybe they hang out and they actually become pretty close friends. And there were some signs where the girl is like, hey, you know what, I'm kind of interested, but the guy just didn't see it. And then like 4 years down the line, they're like, fuck, man, back in junior college, you know?
Yeah. Well, okay, so there's two sides to that story, or two parts to that story. The first part is, yes, you should always go for what you want. Of course. You should always set your standards to be as high as possible, like try to achieve the stars, you know, go for your dreams. I think in any aspect of your life. That's one part. Part number two though, that a lot of people tend not to pay attention to, that I think is just as important, is the fact that you have to be prepared. You have to be ready, you have to be capable of achieving those things. So you can't just say, I wanna like climb Mount Everest, but your ass has been sitting on the couch for like 6 months and you eat fucking horribly. And I think the same rule applies in a relationship. Like if you want to date this guy that's like a bodybuilder and he's like motivated and determined to like change his body, and he's waking up every single day at 6 in the morning, and then he attends his full-time job, and then he finishes at like 8 at night, and then he hits the gym again, like that's dedication. But if you're the type of person that's like, you kind of wake up at, you know, whenever the sun wakes you up, and then you're like, the rest of your day you kind of just lollygag and you just kind of like don't do much. You pick up a project here and there. It's like, yeah, of course it's not really gonna happen because you guys aren't really that compatible in terms of lifestyle. And then that can apply also in terms of like mentality, just like different things. So I think you really have to make sure that you pay attention to these two things. So yes, you should speak up, but when you do, you need to make sure that you're up to par with this person.
So speaking of up to par, I think that's very, very important. What you're saying is very correct, because if you're trying to go after a dude that's a machine, right? He's like 6 a.m. in the morning, hits the gym, has classes, gets a job, second job, works on personal projects, family time, like every single hour is planned out, and he's a productive ass motherfucker. If you're a lazy ass HOE, you know, that's just watching TV, laying in the couch hole, and then you're not gonna fit. You're not gonna fit what he wants. And I think a lot of people, they don't realize that. They think in their shoes, they think from their perspective, and they're like, well, I'm cute, I don't know why he doesn't like me. Well, there's a million other reasons why he doesn't like you, because relationships isn't a one-night stand. It's not like, hey, I'm cute, you're cute, let's fuck. You know, you're trying to establish this more than friends type of relationship, and you're trying to like have your lives joining together, and your lives have to fit. Your interests have to fit.
Right.
So it's kind of like
well, that's the thing. I didn't realize that until like I got older, because I started picking up on the fact that, yeah, this person's attractive, like I think this guy's cute or whatever, but why am I not going, like why am I not trying to pursue more things with him? And then when I really got to think about it, I was like, well, yeah, because besides us both liking cars or whatever, besides both of us just liking cars, there's nothing else in our life that really kind of like makes us like stick together. And I started also noticing that when my girlfriends would tell me, hey, I like so-and-so, or I have feelings for so-and-so, and they're like, you know, should I make the first move? Should I let them know? And it's like, yes, we go with the one part, yes, go with what you want, get what you want, strive for what you want, but then also check yourself and be super critical with yourself, not to the point where you're gonna like put yourself down and think lesser of yourself, but you have to sit yourself down, stare in the mirror, and be like, all right, what do I have to offer this person? you know, what do I have to offer the world or whatever. And
you gotta be real with yourself.
Yeah, like you can't be like, dude, like if I'm trying to like, I know for example my body, right? Like I don't think I'm up to par to where I could be like a fitness model. Like I sit myself down and I'm like, okay, I gotta get rid of this, I gotta tone this up. And not to say that like I'm fat or whatever, but you have to set standards for yourself and you have to like meet those standards.
And there's a huge difference between, I think a lot of people get confused whether they hear you say, I gotta get rid of this, I gotta get rid of that. They're like, oh, she's so unhappy with herself. It's not.
Right, no.
It's like you're happy with yourself, you're content with yourself, you accept yourself,
better.
but you wanna be better.
Right.
But I think a lot of people, they don't understand that,
Right.
and I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes. No, I'm completely happy with how I look physically, but I try to compare myself with where I want to be in that level. So I strive to be at that level because I feel like I could be better and I have more potential to be better. And I think when you're going after something, you need to make sure that you're again up to par to that, and you do everything you possibly can to be real with yourself, not cut yourself down, and be like, okay, this is what I need to do. Do I need to probably read more books? I need to get into more activities, or I need to just set more goals in my life. I need some sort of direction. Like you need to really sit there and just criticize yourself.
So it seems like what you're trying to sum up is when you're trying to approach the person that you like, when you're in that friend zone, it's probably a lot more proactive to not sit and be like, why doesn't he like me?
Right.
Or like,
Right.
when's the perfect moment when I can whisper my love in the ear? Rather than change your lifestyle and up your game to the point where maybe you don't even have to whisper and
Right.
that person just notices and like, oh shit, like I like this, I'm a well-oiled machine and so is she. Dude, like she kind of makes me want to go talk to her.
You know what's a trip too? When people always say, don't go looking for love, love will find you. And that means because it's like you're so busy like building yourself and making yourself better that it just naturally happens where it's like, oh shit, you cross paths with someone that's on the same quest to becoming a better person, and you're like, oh wow, you're doing that? Hey, you know what? I'm doing that too. Why don't we kind of like move together and keep growing? And I think that's why a lot of people say that. And it holds truth for like forever years because it's like, that's the reality. Love doesn't find, even with you. When we first started talking, I felt like I wasn't up to par with you.
Really?
Yeah, because
Well,
you're like
I did have to take a chance with you. I mean, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but.
God, get away from me. Because you're like this super, okay. Okay. He only does that when he's trying to kiss my ass. He's not being romantic because he's a big fucking jerk. For real. I don't want to seem like a bitch, but he only acts this way when the camera's on. Anyway, but yeah, with you, I didn't feel like it because you were such a creature of habit. Like you were like waking up at this time, doing this, conquering this, studying this, doing that, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so intimidated. I don't know if I can keep up with this person. But I don't know. Look at us now.
I don't like to fuck around, that's why.
But yeah, so for all my girls out there that are experiencing that right now, you have likes for somebody and you're just like, oh, should I tell them? Should I not tell them? You know, just sit yourself down and be like, all right, I like this person. This is my plan on how I'm gonna get this person. But also be like, what do I really have to offer this person? Am I up to par with this person? Maybe this person's not even up to par to you. Maybe they're just losers and you're like extremely motivated and dedicated in whatever you're trying to do in your life. So when you're reflecting, also make sure that the person you're going for is up to par with you. So if you guys would like to hear the male's perspective on the girls being friend zoned, please go ahead and visit Bart's channel to hear it from his point of view. Until next time, guys. Oh my God, you're so ugly. And we're flattered and we love all of that, but we also don't want to deceive you guys because seriously, with all this goodness that you see here, real talk, we fucking want to kill each other sometimes. Okay, get off me.
All right.